Hello everyone! I finally decided to show you guys what mods I have installed, and I chose to do so in this video because it allows me to explain what different mods do much easier. I won't explain every single mod, as you can see the full list in the description, but I will quickly go through the ones that make the most impact in the game. Before we start, I want to be clear that a lot of these mods require a lot of work to get working properly, and some are not even meant to be compatible with each other. So if you ever want to install these mods just like I did, bear that in mind, because it's not just installing them out of the box. It takes a lot of work to make this work properly. Some of these are easy to install and you can play with a few of them, but if you want to play with everything that I have in one go, there's a lot of compatibilities that needs to be ironed out. Okay, with that said, let's get started. First of all, let's start with the visual changes. We have Quarl's texture pack. This one replaces every single world texture in the game. It's a huge performance hog, so be aware of that, but it adds optimized high-resolution versions of world textures, and it allows us to see the world in much clearer detail. We have natural environments, which adds improved weather patterns that includes seasons, sky textures, like enhanced sky textures. It adds animals in the wild, or insects like butterflies, flying birds, and there's a lot more detail in the skies and in the world around you. Animated window lighting system, which is a mouthful to say, but adds an advanced system that turns off and on window lights, so you can see the windows on the buildings lit up or get dark, depending if it's raining or if it's cloudy or if it's night, obviously day or night. So it's a very advanced system, and that adds this dynamic lighting. We have DarNified UI, which completely revamps the interface. That is just way better than before. Moving on, I want to go through some mods that radically change the locations in the world. We have better cities, which is a huge revamp of all cities in Oblivion, to something that looks much more alive, more active, and, well, to be honest, more realistic. We have unique landscape, which is what you can see all around Cyrodiil as, say, beautiful waterfalls, handcrafted rivers, secluded lakes, and a lot more that simply makes the wilderness a more interesting place. Moving on, I want to have a look at some of the most radical changes and the largest mod package I have installed in this game. This is called FCOM. It is a mashup of 4 incredibly well done mods that mostly change the encounters around the world. You know how in standard Oblivion, whenever you were level 1, almost every enemy around you was also level 1. It had low level equipment, and you could fight it evenly no matter where you went. The same when you were high level. You ended up meeting, say, common bandits on the road that were wearing glass armor. That doesn't really make much sense. And you never met any rats anymore because you were high level. When you went to just a normal dungeon, you met a minotaur instead. Now all that is revamped in FCOM. Enemies are designed by hand, and common bandits will always wear crappy gear as it should be. But if you go deeper into ruins, even if you are level 1, you might end up meeting a Daedra worshipper clan with full Daedric equipment and 10 times your level, and they will basically kick your ass. If you go back there 10 levels later, you will be able to fight them, but not at that point. This makes the game a lot more dangerous and also a lot more rewarding. It also adds several variations of enemies, like different sizes, colors, styles of combats, and so on. It also adds more weapons, more armor, and all of that fits the lore and just adds more variety to the game. Like FCOM has a lot more than that, but I just can't go through every detail. That's at least the gist of it. Moving on, I want to mention NGDC and Progress, which is a combination of two mods that revamp the leveling system. It basically replaces the original leveling system with a more streamlined one, where attributes increase whenever you level up the related skills to that attribute. So if you go around and level up Sneak a lot, for example, your agility will go up automatically. There's an extremely complex formula behind it, but that's the basic idea. And finally, guys, I want to mention a few more mods just quickly that I want to bring up that I couldn't fit in any category. We've got Tamriel Travellers, which has a lot of moving traffic between cities, like merchants, just normal villagers, guards, and so on, to give life to the roads, the places between the cities in Cyrodiil. We have Kvatch Rebuilt, that adds a huge quest line where you help rebuild the entire city of Kvatch after it's been destroyed. We have the Lost Spires, which is a giant community quest mod, dubbed as one of the best ones made in Oblivion, with a huge quest line and an archaeology guild. We have Deadly Reflexes, which revamps the monster AI and adds combat moves like dodges, shield bash, critical hits, and a lot more. Just enhances the combat system. And that's all, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, you can see the full list in the description, so if you want to know all the mods I have installed, just look there. See you guys in Cyrodiil.